Big square. So I woke up on the morning of January the 1st. I walked to my computer, I turned it on, and I was pleased as punch to find that my channel was still there. And YouTube was still there too. Nothing had exploded or imploded or whatever. My channel had not been automatically marked as kids content, and my career was not effectively over. So that was good. And then apparently another date I was supposed to actually be scared of was January 6th, because that's when YouTube sent out a bunch of emails and stuff, and they're like, effective today is all this different stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm glad I didn't know that, because I would have just been scared all over again. But it didn't happen that day either. We're good. We're all right. Seriously though, over the last few months, things have started to slowly kind of clear up. I know it was a pretty big scare. But just, I don't know, some information came to light. We got a little bit of clarification about stuff, and it's actually really confusing. Okay, so like the main information that was going around, all the scary stuff that was saying like, oh, anything colorful is gonna be considered for kids, video games at all, anything that could appeal to kids. All that info, it wasn't in the law. Like, I know people who read the law all the way through. You even go to the FTC website, and none of that stuff is actually in there. But then you have some other people, you have these other YouTubers, and like the one guy, like some lawyer people, some actual lawyers are like, yeah, I read the law, and it's saying all that other, like all the stuff that we had been seeing. They were saying that it does reflect that. And then, okay, that FTC guy. I'm just gonna call him FTC Guy. I don't actually know exactly who he was. I don't even want to, it's like I don't want to give him the benefit of looking him up and actually seeing what his position is. I'm too mad at him for scaring us so much. He was an official guy, and even what he was saying was reflecting all that stuff that we were seeing, and he was just totally just fear-mongering, just trying to get us scared. I mean, I said it before, we're going after YouTubers like fish in a barrel. He's like, we're gonna crack down and we're gonna destroy all you guys who even have so much as a little bit of color in your thumbnail. Like, that's pretty much the attitude this guy was bringing to the table. So it's like, where was he coming from? I don't understand it. If the stuff he was saying was not in the law, like, what was he doing? What authority had he been given to go out there and say this stuff? I mean, like, is it possible that this info was in a draft of the law, but it wasn't in the law? Or it's just something that they internally were sort of considering, even though it wasn't explicitly in the law? I really don't know. And it's really weird and really confusing. But at least so far, it seems that all of that really, really scary stuff either wasn't true, or maybe it was true, and then they saw the massive, massive backlash and kind of like pulled it back a little bit. Either way, it seems like we're, I don't want to say completely in the clear, but at least at the moment, like I said, channel's still there. People are still making gaming content on YouTube. So that's good. And actually, the more, I mean, like, we always knew YouTube was one of the bad guys here, but we thought, you know, the FTC was coming in also kind of being a bad guy. We know YouTube really messed up here. They, for years, were willfully, illegally gathering data from kids. That's what started this whole thing. They knew what they were doing. They were doing it on purpose. I'm honestly surprised that a company is allowed to continue being a company and not have greater charges when they're willfully breaking the law. I don't know, whatever. They got fined, but it was such a, I mean, the teeniest, tiniest fraction compared to what they made breaking the law all those years. You'd think they'd have to, like, give back all the money, whatever. Kind of beside the point. But the more that's come to light, the more that we've seen that the FTC isn't so much the bad guy. I mean, like, we knew from the beginning they were just trying to do what's best for kids and trying to make YouTube follow the law, and we knew that. We just didn't want them to overreach. And the more we've seen, the more it's like, no, YouTube is still the ones that are really messing up this whole thing. It turns out that the FTC actually went to YouTube and suggested a mixed audience option. You know, that was one of our big problems. Not everything is for kids or not for kids. There is a mixed audience, and they even said that. They said that. We thought it was the FTC's fault that everything was so black and white. No, that's on YouTube. The FTC actually said mixed audience option should be there, and that would be exempt from the COPPA law. YouTube is the one that's just not doing that. I actually still don't quite understand the reasoning. But no, everything is either for kids or not for kids. And then even further, like we've known this whole time that YouTube, all they have to do is make it so that nobody can watch YouTube on an account that is not logged in. Because to be logged in means you have an account and you are at least 13 years old and all that stuff. And they don't do that either. And we actually know the reason there. It's because they get a lot of views from people who are not logged in and they don't want to lose any money. So it's just like, I don't know, just more and more stuff has been coming to light. It's just like, yeah, YouTube's the one really messing this up. Just like they were from the beginning. So even as all this stuff came to light and I started to feel a little more comfortable, you know, a little more like, okay, maybe this whole like for kids, not for kids thing, maybe it'll be okay. Even then, my primary fear was, and still kind of is, YouTube's own automated systems. A few years ago, I probably went over this in the last video, but a few years ago, the Adpocalypse happened, and they made an automated system that would find videos that they deemed inappropriate. And if you're inappropriate, you get demonetized, you can't monetize your content. And of course, those automated systems thought every single individual one of my videos that I ever uploaded was inappropriate. So it was a really big problem for me. Every video I uploaded got flagged, and I had to appeal it until a human person could look at it and say, clearly this is wrong. This blue furry monster talking about Mario with tags like Mario, Nintendo, video games. Nothing here is wrong at all. So they would remonetize it, and it was fine, but like I had to be uploading stuff a day ahead of time. And there were a bunch of times when my stuff got demonetized and I lost a bunch of money. You know, like imagine doing a week's worth of work and they're just like, yeah, you're not getting paid though. You're just not. So it was a really big problem, and that's what I was scared of more than anything. Even after stuff started to clear up, I was afraid that YouTube would just start automatically flagging my stuff as for kids, especially because I'm a blue furry guy in the thumbnail talking about Mario. And I've been, yeah, just kind of on the lookout. I scroll through my videos sometimes because I've heard people even say it doesn't even send you an email like it does when you get demonetized. So I've just been kind of holding my breath and waiting, and it didn't happen on January 1st, and that's good. And it didn't happen on January 6th, and that's good. So I'm feeling a lot better, definitely a lot better that didn't happen. That was the main fear. So things seem to be okay for now, and that's great, but YouTube is scary. If there's any takeaway from this whole thing, it's that YouTube is kind of a scary place. And us creators have to remind ourselves that technically our jobs are not secure. There is no job security in this. We don't have rights. We're not employees or anything. We're not even contractors. There's nothing. If YouTube decided it wanted to just shut us all down, it could. It's not super likely, but just something like that could. They hold the keys, basically. And who's to say that some other weird law won't come up? And that's the scary thing about YouTube is it is still a relatively young platform. It's extremely young compared to all other forms of media. So like the law is still trying to catch up on it. You know, like they don't even know how to treat the internet and YouTube and such platforms and self-publishing and all that stuff. It's a weird new thing for them. So some other law could come along, and then you also have major media companies, traditional ones, they hate YouTube. They despise it. They could spend a bunch of money lobbying to get other laws passed that we've never even heard of just to wreck YouTube, just to wreck it. I don't know. I certainly hope that doesn't happen, but it's just it's a possibility that we have to take into consideration. And so basically, I'm never going to be 100% confident in my, my position on YouTube. I'm resting a lot easier now, but it's just, it's just a good lesson. It's just something to remember. It's a weird platform, and it's very delicate, and there's any number of things that could technically go wrong. I hate to be the pessimist, but I can be a bit of a worrier sometimes. I don't know. Just my nature, I suppose. But I don't worry too much, because it doesn't really help anything. It's mostly just something to, something to remember. One thing I absolutely must say right now is thank you guys. When I made that other video, the outpouring of just love and support that you guys gave me, it was amazing. It was very, it was just good. It really felt good. It was a really scary time. So anybody who, I don't know, chimed in letting me know that my stuff mattered to them and that they try to support me. I even got some new patrons on Patreon and stuff, people trying to support me. And so, I don't know, I just can't even thank you guys enough. It was just really, really, I don't know, really awesome of you to let me know, because, like, I don't know. Anytime I can be reminded that there are actual people, you know, people on the other end of all these numbers and everything, and that they are enjoying what I do, and that they would support me even if something really bad happened, it made it feel a lot better. I mean, it still feels good. It always feels good. And knowing that I would have at least a good small chunk of people that could potentially keep viewing my content, even if my channel was, you know, wrecked and delisted and all that stuff and unsearchable and all that jazz. It was just really, it really was comforting knowing that I'm like, at least a good little chunk of people would still follow me wherever I went and whatever my content looked like, you know? So, I don't know. Thank you guys. Big hug. Big, everybody. Bring it in, all you thousands of people. Group hug. It's happening right now, whether you like it or not. Feel the hug. Feel the e-hug across thousands and thousands of miles. Well, thank you for watching, and since YouTube didn't implode and we're still making YouTube stuff and watching YouTube stuff, I am very much looking forward to the following year, the next year, the coming year, whatever, this year, the next 300-something days. Super duper looking forward to it, and I hope that you are looking forward to it as well. I love you, and have a wonderful day. Wait, hold it, no, don't have a wonderful day yet. I really need you guys to know. I don't want to just thank you because of what you did for me. I don't want to just tell you you're awesome because you were telling me that I'm awesome. I want you all to know that you are awesome just because you are awesome. You are awesome just because of you. Just, I don't know. Today you need to hear it. Every single one of you, if you are listening to this, you are awesome. I love you. Even separately from anything that you can do for me, you're a terrific person. You're a terrific person. Tell yourself that you're a terrific person, because you are. It is true. I know it. It is 100% fact. You are excellent. You are an excellent person. Don't forget it. If you forget it, I will be mad at you, and I will remind you again. Now have a good day. I'll also be mad if you don't have a good day. So please try to work hard on that, okay? Even though really it's okay to have a bad day sometime. Okay, you know, we're getting too deep. See you later.